Miami in the home white. Omier, Bacot will jump. And it's the Tar Heels with the tip. And the freshman Elliot Cadeau. Ingram shot air ball. And take a look here at the starting lineups brought to you by eBay. Notice no Keyshawn George in the lineup for Miami, nursing a sore ankle. Is Bensley Joseph getting the start for the Hurricanes? Cadeau to R.J. Davis, who's probably the best player right now in the country. Davis. And Cadeau stepped out of bounds. Turnover, Miami basketball.
A little different this game for North Carolina. Normally when you watch the Tar Heels play, the first play is designed to get the basketball inside to Armando Bacot. He's looking at Hubert Davis right now, putting his hand on his chest saying, that's my fault. I believe that's what Coach Davis wanted, but the Tar Heels didn't execute it.
Here's Nijel Pack. Gets the high screen for Omier. Pull-up jumper. Good. First two of the game.
And what the first field goal he's made in the last two games. Did not have a field goal at Virginia. Only 2 points in that game. So Nijel Pack already off to a much better start than he was on Monday.
Pack just 2 points against Virginia. No field goals. That jumper smooth by Harrison Ingram.
He's the X factor for this team, BC. Harrison Ingram, his ability to be able to shoot the ball from beyond the arc, but also rebound, has given North Carolina a tremendous dimension that they've carried with them over really the conference play.
Sanford transfer, become a fan favorite already in Chapel Hill. Cleveland fell. Here's Pack with 5 on the shot clock. Inside to Omier with 3, turnaround jumper, short. Ingram the rebound, and nearly lost it.
Cadeau had R.J. Davis in the corner wide open. He missed him on that one.
Bacot, offensive rebound. Kicked it back out to the freshman. Davis, open 3.
That's why he has to get it. When he's open, the ball has to go to number 4. Didn't have a great shooting game last time, 7 for 22 against Clemson. But he can get hot in a hurry.
ACC leading score, averages 21 a game. Omier, he can knock down the 3. That one's too strong. Offensive board blocked. And here come the Tar Heels. They want to push it. Cormac Ryan, shot rejected by Omier.
Norchad Omier doing a great job recovering on that play. Cormac Ryan, nice off the bounce, is able to get past Omier, but Omier not giving up on the play, comes up with the block shot, unable to save it, but denies the 2.
Ryan to Davis. Got space. You can't give him space.
And already less than 3 minutes into this game, R.J. Davis with his 21st consecutive game with multiple 3-point field goals, which is a North Carolina record.
Shooting over 40% from distance. Wooga Poplar. His shot in and out. Davis, pull up. Too strong.
That's okay. You knocked down 2 already. That's a heat check for R.J. Davis early in this game.
Pack with the handles to Omier. Back out to Pack. That 3's no good. Cadeau, the freshman with the board. He's at his best when he does that. Penetrate.
Great recognition by Elliot Cadeau, recognizing Armando Bacot had Nijel Pack behind him. Everyone trying to get back to help out Pack. No one stopping the basketball.
8-point lead here for North Carolina. We played about 4 minutes here in the first half. And Matthew Cleveland with the rock. Omier took a look at the shot clock. Bullies his way inside, left hand jump hook.
North Carolina will take that. If Miami has to work that hard to be able to get a bucket, Hubert Davis will allow that part to be able to happen. Great defensive job by Armando Bacot on that possession.
Float game, good by the freshman.
Elliot Cadeau in attack mode early, and where we sit during Miami games right in front of the North Carolina bench. We can hear Hubert Davis telling his team, attack, attack, attack.
Here's Omier. That shot's no good. Bacot, another rebound. Cormack for three, good.
Jim Larranaga worked all week on taking away the 5-second layups and
effort. The enthusiasm was his concern.
Well, and Hubert Davis, when we talked to him pregame, told us that he did not believe in the hangover or the trap game leading up to the Duke game for North Carolina. But all evidence points to the hangover is real. And had a little survey with many of the North Carolina faithful here. They also agree.
Matthew Cleveland drives, uses the left hand.
Nice backdoor cut by Cleveland and delivery to be able to finish. Nice execution by the Hurricanes coming out of timeout, but they've got to find a way to get some stops on this end.
Lead is 9. Here's the travel by Bacot.
Matthew Cleveland recognizing Bensley Joseph in a tough spot, cuts back door, the great cut, and the nice pass from Joseph to be able to finish it off. And then Miami able to force a turnover on the other end once they trap Armando Bacot and caught the basketball.
Here's back. Bensley Joseph now. Behind the back, step back. Rims out, Bacot another board. Leads the ACC in rebounding. Looking to get it inside to Bacot. Around the horn. Ryan misses that three.
Bacot had a mismatch on that possession. The trap got Ryan a wide open look. Cormac Ryan unable to knock it down.
Here's Omier. Powers his way to the hoop and lays it in.
You can see Norchad Omier intent on being aggressive to start this basketball game. That was his 6th field goal attempt already.
Withers has checked in for North Carolina.
Norchad Omier got started 1 of 5 from the field. However, he's not going to be deterred this time in between 2 Tar Heels to be able to finish with the reverse layup. And Norchad Omier, unlike Armando Bacot, will not get much of a break throughout this game unless he gets in foul trouble. Jim Larranaga keeps Omier on the floor as much as he possibly can because the Hurricanes are a different team in a much better way when he's on the floor.
Here's Davis. He's already knocked down a couple of triples. Inside, Bacot dumps it home.
Great find from Jalen Withers, who checked into the game, and Withers will be able to bolster that front line, one of the primary substitutions for North Carolina. He's had a success against this Miami team, especially here in this building in this Louisville Cardinal days.
Omier crosses over Bacot. Shot's no good, got it back. Tries to power his way, knocked away. Good defensive play, good hand. That three is good by Ingram. Doing it on both ends of the court.
The 5-second threes, the 5-second layups. Hubert Davis wants as many as they can get. Does not want to have to run offense if their primary break allows them to get good looks. Jim Larranaga is trying to stop it. It has not happened here in the first 7.5 minutes.
You're right. That was one of the things he talked about. We cannot give up the 5-second threes. They're going to call that foul on Ingram. Coach Davis loves the enthusiasm.
Hubert Davis was a very reserved player. He was very calm as a player. Shooting guard, shoot the cover off the basketball, but you never saw a lot of emotion playing against him. But as a coach, you can see it,
yeah.
DC. He's got the emotion going over here on the sideline. He also understands how important this game is, recognizing now Virginia and Duke only one behind them in the loss column, and he wants to maintain that lead over those contenders behind him.
Coach Davis looking for his first win against Miami as well in his 3rd season head coach as his alma mater. Pack knocks down the three for the Canes.
Oh.
And turnover, Withers.
With this lineup now with Withers at the 4, pushing Harrison Ingram to the 3. And North Carolina does play with this lineup at times, but it's not something they use often. Without Seth Trimble available for the second straight game, Ingram will get more minutes on the perimeter.
Here's Pack. Hit that three. Look, he was just 1 of 10 from 3 in the previous 2 games.
North Carolina getting the buckets easy and early. You see Jalen Withers with the beautiful find to Armando Bacot. And then Harrison Ingram early in the shot clock, able to knock down a 3-ball as North Carolina ACC play. But those expectations may have been a little too lofty considering all of the losses they had coming into this year. Losing
another 3.
Losing both Jordan Miller and Isaiah Wong. I had to pause for a second because I saw the cross from Nijel Pack.
That was nice.
You knew the 3 was going to be good after the nice move.
Withers. And Cadeau will back it up and run the play. Drive rejected by Pack. Poplar. And they're going to call that offensive screen on Ja'Kai Robinson.
Now, we normally pause to watch Nijel Pack knock down a big 3, but going to the replay to see a blocked shot is not something that happens often for Nijel Pack, but he did it like he does it all the time. The big block. Elliot Cadeau going with the right hand. If he keeps that in the left, he doesn't get a shot blocked, but give Nijel Pack a lot of credit for showing up on the defensive end.
Again, Pack was just 1 of 10 from distance last 2 games. He's already knocked down a couple here today. Here's Bacot. Gets double teamed. Kicks it out. Davis to Cadeau, the freshman. Too strong.
Ja'Kai Robinson getting minutes with no Keyshawn George in this game. Ja'Kai Robinson getting an opportunity, stepping up with a rebound early.
Poplar, shot in and out. It'll be Tar Heel basketball.
Coach Larranaga made it clear to us that with Ja'Kai Robinson, he was going to do the job defensively. May not give them much on the offensive end of the floor, but he would never question his energy and his effort. He knows that's going to be on the floor.
Here's Bacot, rolls, shot's no good. Cormac gets the board.
Nice kick. That's a shot that Paxton has to take.
And there's the freshman.
And Elliot Cadeau looking simply at Paxton Wojcik, recognizing, hey, when I drive the basketball, I crack this paint, throw it out there. You got to take that. Paxton Wojcik, a not big-time three-point shooter, but just checking into the game, maybe not comfortable taking that first one. I guarantee you the next one, he'll let it fly.
So here's the freshman, Elliot Cadeau. Knocks down that first free throw. Hey, tomorrow at 2 Eastern, we'll have the women's basketball matchup of the day here on ESPN and the app. You got Undefeated, the #1 team in the country, South Carolina. They host Paige Beckers and number 11, UConn. Monumental matchup here on the network as the freshman knocks down both of them.
I'm locked in for that tomorrow, 2 p.m.
Ooh, without question. 8-point lead here for Carolina.
Give Miami credit. They've been able to stem the tide a bit here. Now an opportunity to cut into that lead after allowing the Tar Heels to get out to a double-figure lead early.
Pack again.
Nijel Pack is up for the individual matchup. He's heard all the talk about R.J. Davis is the best guard in the country. He's the best player in the ACC. Nijel Pack stepping up here on his home floor.
Here's R.J. Block. Bensley Joseph. He's their best on-the-ball defender.
Now, early in the season, Bensley Joseph was the first to get into double digits and block shots for the Miami Hurricanes, which is saying something. When your point guard is leading you in block shots, I got to check the numbers, but Bensley's showing he's got that ability.
Paxton Wojcik. Back to Davis. Drives the baseline. Floater, but foul. And that one's on Matthew Cleveland. So here comes R.J. Davis, leading scorer in the ACC. He's a 90% free throw shooter.
And now down to second. Joe Girard passing up RJ. RJ was shooting 95% for the majority of the season. Had a couple misses that took him into second place, but still the all-time leading free throw percentage shooter at the University of North Carolina.
And keep in mind, with RJ averaging 21 points a game, the last two Tar Heels who averaged 21 ended up winning the Wooden Award. And that was Tyler Hansborough and Antoine Jamison.
It's pretty good company to be in.
Great company. Here's Joseph. Blows by the freshman. And he'll go to the line. That's on Cadeau.
Tell you what I like about this matchup so far, Hubert Davis and Jim Larranaga putting their two scoring guards on each other. It's not as though Bensley Joseph, who is the best defender, perimeter defender for Miami, he's not guarding R.J. Davis. He's actually guarding Elliot Cadeau and allowing Nijel Pack to take on that matchup against R.J.
There's Keyshawn George, and he's got that ankle injury again.
Keyshawn George turning his ankle 3 minutes into the game versus Virginia on Monday night. And when he was injured, the Hurricanes were up 7-2. Went to block a Reese Beekman shot, came down awkwardly, landing on that ankle. As the other top freshman point guard in the league, Elliot Cadeau, continues to find his way to the rim. I should say one of them, because there's a couple at Pittsburgh getting the job done as well.
Slipped and lost the basketball. Was Joseph.
Got to go up.
Open for three. Too strong.
Great look for Harrison Ingram, though. You put so much pressure on your team when you got your four-man who can step out and shoot the trail three ball.
Here's Pack. Throws it up to Omier. That awakes the crowd. 6-point lead for Carolina. Corner three. No good. Rebound Cleveland. Here come the Canes.
How about this?
Diving on the floor is Davis. Cadeau. Extra pass. Wojcik. Three no good. Wojcik again.
Two good looks from Paxton Wojcik. Unable to knock down either one of them. That could have stretched out the lead. Bensley Joseph trying to have some get back. Maybe a little rust on that possession.
Cadeau will slow the pace down here. Inside 8 minutes till the half. 6-point lead for Carolina. Cadeau, yes! The freshman out of West Orange, New Jersey.
It's a big bucket for Elliot Cadeau. That's not his strong suit. He's, of course, a capable three-point shooter, but he does the majority of his damage getting into the lane. That three gives North Carolina a 9-point lead, a little more breathing room.
Norchad, Omier. Talk about bully ball. Somebody's been in the weight room.
Norchad Omier with Armando Bacot on the bench, starting to flex his muscle. First, on the oop. And secondly, as my man BC says, it's just bully ball on the block. And Nijel Pack have scored 18 of Miami's first 22 points in this game, and they team up for a beautiful alley-oop on this possession. Pack getting into the paint and finding Omier way above the cylinder where he's able to finish it off for the highlight.
Norchad Omier got 12 double-doubles this season, leads the ACC in double-doubles. He's one of the top 10 candidates for that Karl Malone Award, which goes to the nation's top power forward. He knocks down the free throw. You know, last time the Canes have beaten a top 5 team here at home, got to go back to February of 2016. They knocked off number 3 Virginia there, Coral.
Oh, you had to do that, huh, BC? Okay.
Knocked off your Cavaliers.
Now, you know what? You went to college in the state of Virginia.
Yeah,
I felt like you wouldn't do that. You were at Hampton University at the same time as my roommate's father. Of course, Chris Harvey is my roommate. Dr. Harvey, the president of Hampton. So we had that connection.
Yeah, I got you.
So for you to throw it out there like that with the UVA, that kind of hurt a little bit. Coming more from you, but that's okay though. I know it's only done in love.
6-point lead here for the Tar Heels. Shot no good. There's Omier again for the follow, but a foul.
And Hubert Davis did not like the way Norchad Omier took Jalen Washington to school on the block before the timeout. So he's getting Zayden High into the game to give High an opportunity to go up against Norchad Omier, and Omier is winning on that one as well.
Hey, we got 6 college basketball games highlighting our ESPN schedule today. Of course, the featured matchup. You got 4th-ranked Kansas, 13th-ranked Baylor, Big 12 Sonic blockbuster game. That's next, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, right here on the network.
It's going to be rocking in the fall. Fog Allen Fieldhouse. I've never done a game there as a commentator, but actually played in the fall as Omier is getting the steal. This is one of the things that he can do. Ooh, Omier turned that ankle a little bit on that possession.
And you're going to get R.J. Davis for the reach in, and you can see Omier walking it off.
And give R.J. Davis a lot of credit, and that's a great call. Bill Covington right on top of that. You saw Davis grab Omier above the shoulders to bring him down, and you see Omier just walking that off. I saw him turn his ankle on the way down. And he's definitely checking out something on that left leg. However, this guy's so tough. He's not concerned about it.
By the way, keep in that last series of events, Armando Bacot got himself a rebound. You know, he is now past Tim Duncan. He's now 3rd all-time in ACC history when it comes to rebounding. Ron Shavlik, Dickie Hemrick in front of him. And how about this lead now? Let's cut it down to only 3.
How about Zayden High getting in the mix and coming up with the offensive rebound, which is a staple of what the University of North Carolina does, especially along that front line. You talk about Armando Bacot and his rebounding prowess. And it's the first time we've worked together, so you probably were not familiar, but of course, Mondo is my baby boy. I've had him since he was in the 7th grade, trained with me. But even though he's my baby boy, there's an asterisk beside that record. Because all those other guys did it in 4 years.
Yeah, right.
This is, 4.5 years for Mondo at this point. So, but he is the all-time leading rebounder at University of North Carolina, and he did that last year, which there is no asterisk beside that. That's legit.
One thing, too, for Bacot, you look at this is the 155th game that he has started. That's a North Carolina record.
And now you see the asterisk.
156 game he's played in. That, too, a Carolina record, passing up Leaky Black.
But he has had a legendary career, will be mentioned amongst the greats at North Carolina, just like great defense by Elliot Cadeau, getting into the passing lane and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, Joseph turning it over. Good pass. High. Missed everything on that one. Here's Pack. Pulls up. Got it!
Cadeau closing out a little short on that one. You can do that with most players. However, you cannot do that with Nijel Pack. He has, once you cross half-court range, and shows it off on that last possession.
Lead is now just 1 for Carolina. Make it 4.
That's the answer right there. The ACC's most likely player of the year, R.J. Davis, knocking down the 3 ball in response to Nijel Pack getting a big bucket.
Throwing it up for Omier. Knocked away by High. Good job. Good defensive play by him. Here comes Davis back the other way. Fades. Rolls off. Is High again. He's active. Snag, and here comes Poplar. Throwing it up.
Great play by A.J. Casey to be able to get that.
Pack is red hot.
A.J. Casey saving what would have been a turnover, gets it back in bounds, and Nijel Pack knocking down another 3, his 4th already here in the first half.
It's raining 3s here in Miami, thanks to Nijel Pack. Ryan misses. 12-4 run for the Canes. Poplar, count it, and 1.
Miami taking a lead. Nijel Pack pulling up in transition, knocking down the 3 ball. And then once again, Nijel finding himself with enough space to make a big play. Wooga Poplar getting in the mix, the and 1 opportunity when we return Miami.
He's after missing his first. In fact, Pack and Omier have made 28 of Miami's 34 points and their first lead of the game.
But after the loss at Virginia, where Miami only scored 38 points, this is what you would expect for 2 guys who helped lead their team to the Final Four a season ago. The response. You have to show up as leaders of this team. Jim Larranaga has to be able to rely on Nijel Pack and Norchad Omier to bring this type of effort and energy every night.
This place has been a house of horrors of late for Carolina. A couple of seasons ago, they lost here by 28. Steal. Joseph. Blocked by Harrison Ingram.
Great play by Harrison Ingram right there. I would have loved to see Bensley Joseph drop that one off and allow A.J. Casey to be able to come up after coming up with the steal and dunk that one to keep the momentum alive for Miami.
Here's Pack fading. Score! 4-point lead.
Nijel Pack showing that he can get it done too. He knows about the scoring prowess of R.J. Davis, but Nijel Pack has been the guy here this afternoon.
Ingram, turnover. Here comes Joseph. Stolen by R.J. Davis. Up ahead to Ingram, who dunks it home.
That was a great defensive stop by R.J. Davis. Not just a scorer anymore. Competing on the defensive end of the floor, plays the 3-on-1 defensively the best possible way you can.
Wooga Poplar. Shot no good. Bacot, another rebound. 2 minutes till the half. Let's see if they find Bacot. Davis, a pull-up from 3, right in the face. How about Bensley Joseph?
How about the back-to-back plays from R.J. Davis? The steal on the defensive end to throw it up ahead to Harrison Ingram for the dunk, and then coming back, knocking down the 3 ball with the contested hand in front of him to regain the lead for North Carolina.
Joseph. Norchad, Omier gets Bacot on his back, tips it up and in.
The second jump from Omier. Bacot did a great job recovering and defensively affecting the first shot. But Omier was the first off the ground for that second attempt to be able to tip it in.
1 minute till the half. Extra pass. And offensive foul on Ingram.
A.J. Casey getting an opportunity and making the best of it. Showing Jim Larranaga he can help this team. Does a great job moving his feet defensively. You see the forearm come out from Harrison Ingram. That's going to be an offensive foul each and every time. Bill Covington right on top of it. Miami now with an opportunity to increase their lead and try to carry this momentum into the halftime locker room.
That'll be the second on Ingram. Under a minute. 1 point lead for the Canes. Omier with the left hand.
Jim Larranaga feels as though Norchad Omier has an advantage against Armando Bacot when he has the ball on the perimeter. It showed a great execution by Miami on that play.
Davis driving, scoring off the glass.
We are seeing a number of great individual efforts already in the first half of this game.
1 point lead for Miami. Beck will hold it for the last shot. Pulls. Way off. Bacot, the board. And Carolina will go into the locker room down 1. Keep in mind over Carolina trying to win 3 straight. That would be just the second time in program history. They have done that. Last time Miami has won 3 straight over North Carolina. 2013, 2014, and yes, it was Jim Larranaga who did that, accomplished that. Poplar lost it. Cadeau back the other way, pushing, driving, and tied up by Norchad Omier.
Great job by Omier getting back into it. Elliot Cadeau, there really was nowhere to go on that one. I love his aggressiveness, and Hubert Davis wants him to stay in attack mode. So that's when he's got to draw the defense and kick it out.
Davis, corner 3, no good. Omier, the board. By the way, Jim Larranaga and his team 12-2 when they've led at the half. That three's good.
Great recognition by Wiggle Poplar, seeing the trap. Once he caught the basketball, knowing that there were 2 defenders guarding Nijel Pack, knew that the opposite side would be open through a blind pass.
Biggest lead of the game for Miami, stolen by Cleveland. Spinning, and the tip is no good. Ingram snags the board, and here comes the Tar Heels. Ryan in transition.
Cormac Ryan knocking down his second 3-point field goal of the afternoon. Ryan was 0 for 6 from 3 against Clemson on Tuesday and 1 of 10 from the field. Encouraging sign for North Carolina to see him get going.
Cleveland thought about the 3. Omier will take it. Here comes Davis. Bacot calling for it. He's calling for it. He's got him on his hip.
Got to get it. Whenever you can look at your teammate who's posting up and you see his number, you see that 5-1 front, that basketball has to be delivered. Bacot working hard on the inside against Omier, and for the simple fact that you got to do whatever you can to tire Omier down and try to get him into foul trouble.
And 5 count. Turnover. That's the 9th for Carolina.
Ends up being a dead ball turnover. And again, I like taking the 5-second call in comparison to turning it over, live turnover, or calling the timeout, simply because you have an opportunity to set your defense.
Poplar, challenged by Ryan.
That's a grown man rebound by Armando Bacot with another grown man going after it, Norchad Omier.
And stolen. Joseph, the corner, Poplar.
Good look for Wooga Poplar, who's an over 40% three-point shooter, but Nigel Pack was open on the other side. Bensley Joseph just didn't see him, and he's been the hot guy. You want to try to get the basketball in his hands as much as you possibly can.
Bacot sets the screen, rolls. Ingram the three, knocks it down.
That's the spot for North Carolina. We watched Cormac Ryan hit one from there. Now Harrison Ingram backs it up to give North Carolina the 2-point lead.
Back and forth we go. And that bump by Cormac Ryan. That'll be his third.
R.J. Davis coming off the screen and roll, recognizing there will be attention whenever he uses a screen. The cross-court pass right in the shooting pocket for Harrison Ingram to knock down a big three.
Poplar's three, no good. They'll call that one on Armando Bacot.
And that's the battle we've all been waiting to see. Bacot and Omier underneath. We talked about Armando had a grown man rebound on the last possession. This time Omier picks up the foul.
Joseph open. Missed that three. Poplar kicks it out. Wide open. In and out. Can't get it to fall. Davis pushing and draws the foul.
Oh, we got a technical foul on Norchad Omier. Coming out of the scramble. And it had to have been something that was said. Paul Sells
giving the explanation to Jim Larranaga.
And Coach L with a couple of words for Norchad Omier. As we see, after the foul call, the crowd is not happy about the call, and Omier just very vocal with Paul Sells on that one, enough to where Sells decides it's been enough. He's going to issue the technical foul to calm it down. But I'm not sure that will calm down anything in this building. No. I think it may make it just a little more rowdy.
Lead is now 4 as Davis will go to the line now. Carolina all of a sudden on this 8-0 run. Make it 9.
You send a 90% free throw shooter to the line for 2 technical free throws and then 2 more for him who was fouled on a shooting foul. And just like that, an opportunity to hit a 6-point separation between the 2 teams and a 4-point possession for the Tar Heels.
So it's a 10-0 run now and a 6-point lead for Carolina. Here's the dribble handoff weave. And they'll get Bacot with the bump. His second.
And after the technical foul, this game is going to be called a little tighter from here on out. So any bumps are going to be called, especially when they're done in the open floor like on that last possession.
Cleveland. His three is short. Pass stolen.
Great play by Bensley Joseph there, recognizing where he was on the floor.
Oh, and he drives and lays it in.
Bensley Joseph was the star a week ago in the second half against Virginia Tech on this floor. Played big in that second half. And now trying to make plays to help his team get a win here against North Carolina.
Davis, jump stop. No, Bacot's there to clean it up.
That's Armando Bacot's strength. That's his superpower right there. He has been an unbelievable offensive rebound the entire time since he walked on campus at the University of North Carolina and comes up with 2 big second chance points on that possession.
He's got 9 boards. They double and stolen. Cadeau. He will lay it in. They doubled Pack.
But give Bacot a tremendous amount of credit for the trap and staying with the hedge, with Nijel Pack forcing him to throw that pass across his body, which was a pick six for Elliot Cadeau.
And then another offensive foul on Matthew Cleveland, setting the pick. Great atmosphere here at the Watson.
R.J. Davis taking the challenge of guarding Nijel Pack, and you see the trap. Armando Bacot stepping up, just got called for a foul, still stays with the hedge, and look at the pass that Nijel Pack is forced to make across his body. Elliot Cadeau with the pick six going the other way for the easy layup in North Carolina, with their defense stepping up here to start this second half in the midst of a 14-2 run over the last 3:33.
And meanwhile, Miami has missed 8 of their last 9 shots. Here's Ingram. Inside to Bacot. Bacot misses the bunny.
And that's one where Bacot has to finish, but more importantly, it's better for him to take that shot than throwing it out for a less aggressive opportunity. Would love to see him go stronger to the rim, but he has to be more aggressive in order for this team to be successful.
Here's the bump by Cormac Ryan.
And that's going to be the 4th foul on Cormac Ryan. Paxton Wojcik will enter the game, and we also have to mention North Carolina playing without Seth Trimble for the 2nd straight game. Seth Trimble, probably the best perimeter defender for these North Carolina Tar Heels, and they miss him at times like this.
Yeah, didn't play against Clemson, not playing again tonight. Pack fading, missing. Bacot board, he's got 10 of them. Cadeau, open 3. No good, here comes Pack. Tried to draw the foul on Bacot.
I love that no call there. However, Tommy Morrissey on top of it does not call the foul on Bacot because he stood his ground on that possession. However, Harrison Ingram does pick up a foul. And now the foul starting to mount up on the Tar Heels. Their 5th foul here already of the second half.
Ingram's now got 3. Cormac Ryan's got 4 of them. Five on the shot clock for Nijel Pack. Joseph drives, lays it in.
And it was the same possession, the same trap. However, Paxton Wojcik just unable to get there. He was right on top of it, just unable to get there, but not being able to get that steal allows Bensley Joseph to have a driving lane for the easy 2.
Driving the baseline, Wojcik. Cadeau. Back to Ingram in the corner, and he draws the foul on Joseph. He'll go to the line and shoot 3.
Great decision by Elliot Cadeau. Just missed the 3, gets into the gap, and then finds the shooter, Harrison Ingram, on the wing. Although he's unable to knock it down, has an opportunity to free throw line to put 3 more on the board for the Tar Heels.
He's the junior out of Dallas. He was the co-ACC Player of the Week just last week. Don't forget, 6 college basketball games on our schedule today. The biggie, 4th-ranked Kansas hosting 13th-ranked Baylor. Big 12 Sonic blockbuster. It is next. 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific.
I was telling you in the first half, BC, I had never called a game at Fog Allen. However, I did play there. On the USA team, we had training camp there because my coach was one Roy Williams. And so, therefore, we spent a week in Lawrence, Kansas, and we had an exhibition game. And there's my guy, old Roy. We had an exhibition game there, and it was sold out to come watch a USA basketball scrimmage.
How about that? That shot blocked. Here come the Tar Heels. Davis inside, Bacot, and he's held, counted by Omier. They say no basket.
But once again, Armando Bacot working hard to get the basketball. Whether the shot counts or not, that's not the important part. The important part is he gets it, and Omier gets another foul. So now that's the third on Norchad Omier, and if you're North Carolina, that is the best possible sign for you because Miami is a completely different team in a much better fashion when Norchad Omier is on the floor.
He's got to have a seat. Here's Bacot going right to work. Count it, and one.
This is the aggressive Armando Bacot that everyone is chiming for. In the first half, we saw the Armando Bacot Georgia Tech style when he goes for 9 points and 9 rebounds. This second half, Armando Bacot is the young man who's had back-to-back 20 and 10 games, which he now has 25 of for his career.
That's on Michael Nwoko, who's come in for Norchad Omier. Free throw, no good. Bacot is now 4 points away from another double-double. Here's Nwoko.
Michael Nwoko, who started the Syracuse game when Norchad Omier starting to get more and more experience. Jim Larranaga loves what he does, just understands that he's inexperienced.
Into Bacot again. He dumps it home. And he's now the third all-time leading scorer in Carolina history. And Mama said, that's my baby boy.
There's Christie. She's up. She's on her feet yelling as Armando Bacot, her son, catches it in the post and finishes strong. The Tar Heels finding some momentum here on the road, building a 10-point lead in Coral Gables. That list, Ralph Sampson, Tim Duncan, and now Armando Bacot playing in his 156th game, which is a record, as you mentioned earlier, the most ever played in the Carolina Blue.
Luga, Poplar with 5 on the shot clock. Oh, the crossover and missed the jumper.
Ja'Kai Robinson coming off the bench. The beautiful move, unable to finish as Elliot Cadeau just runs back smiling. He knows he's going to see that later.
Yes.
However, with Robinson not making the shot, I'm not sure it'll be on SportsCenter.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was SportsCenter top 10 written all over it. You knocked down this shot. You know what? We'll show it anyway.
We'll show it anyway, because in the park, this is what we call $1 million move.
Gotcha.
10-cent shot. Ja'Kai Robinson with the beautiful drop, but it can't get it to go.
Let's play in those games. We've had some here already. Carolina and Miami, as R.J. Davis will go to the line.
Brian, let me tell you, talk about that Baylor-Kansas game coming up next. Do you know what big man teamed up with Armando Bacot to win a Peach Jam title back in, I believe that was 2017? Teammates.
Dickinson?
Hunter Dickinson and Armando Bacot. Can you imagine that front line?
Gosh.
And Justin Moore from Villanova. I mean, those guys were great. One of the best AAU teams I've seen out of Team Takeover.
Wow.
DC.
Here's Joseph. Norchad Omier is checked back in. Joseph off. Tipped back out, but to Davis. Bacot's working hard. Ingram, floater, and he'll go to the line.
So much attention being paid now to Armando Bacot, especially with Omier in foul trouble with those 3. Nwoko just challenging recklessly out, giving Harrison Ingram an easy driving lane to get to the ACC for the pull-up. And I see you're a floater guy. You like floaters?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Nijel Pack will check back in. keep in mind, Pack and Omier combined, 34 points in that first half. Here in the second half, 0.
And that's been the difference. This North Carolina team defensively was the best defensive team in the league in the month of January. Now, Virginia may have taken those reins in February, but with North Carolina, with their ability, what they can do defensively, and Hubert Davis told us in the pregame, they've slipped a little bit over the last couple games. They've got to get that back, but if they get that back, this is a team that can not just win the ACC, they can win it all.
He told us rebound and play, get back to playing our defense in this game. There's Nwoko knocks down that jump hook.
And Nwoko with an advantage over Harrison Ingram, a much taller player on the block.
Ingram sets the screen. And that entry pass, they tried to get it inside to Bacot.
That's a tough angle, but I love the fact that Bill Covington and Tom Morrison coming together on that to make sure they got that call correctly. Elliot Cadeau trying to feed it. And you see Nwoko does get a hand on that basketball. That's the right call. As Jim Larranaga looks on, Coach L has to be a lot happier as we see Nijel Pack limping off the floor.
And grabbing his left knee, looked like.
And that, with the health concerns that Miami's had all year, that's another one where Coach L can't afford to watch.
A runner by Davis. Jalen Robinson with an offensive foul. See if the Canes can get a bucket here.
Well, with Nijel Pack having to go out of the game, it'll be interesting to see where they get their scoring from.
Poplar, too strong. And how about the reverse up and in?
And Ja'Kai Robinson's given Miami positive minutes. That's his first bucket, but does a great job defensively and now coming up with the offensive rebound and the second chance points.
Well, they were working on Nijel Pack on the bench. Here's a three by R.J. Davis.
BC, hasn't he had the answer
all
evening long?
Davis with 25. Averages 21.
And it's been a relatively quiet 25. Yes. Yeah, it hasn't been the explosive. I watched him go for 36 against Wake Forest about a month ago,
which is his career high.
Another offensive rebound, second chance opportunity for North Carolina. Armando Bacot with another rebound.
It'll stay with the Tar Heels with 9 minutes left in this game. I think Nijel Pack, headed to the locker room.
Miami already playing without Keyshawn George. Matthew Cleveland, I talked to him pregame. He's about 75%. Wooga Poplar maybe 80. But this Miami team just cannot find its way to being healthy.
Tar Heels attacking the board. Poplar finally pulls it out. Oh, how about that? Wojcik. And he may have sold it a little bit.
All you got to do is you got to see, does the forearm extend? Wooga Poplar on the drive. Wojcik gets in front. If that forearm extends, it's an automatic call, whether they sell it or not.
Both teams with 11 turnovers. Davis, a step back three. Wojcik tried to tip it out. And it'll go to the Canes.
Paxton Wojcik getting minutes as we look at the numbers. You mentioned it earlier, BC. 34 points combined between Nijel Pack and Norchad Omier. 16 and 18 respectively in the second half. 0 for 6 from the field. Nothing going on the offensive end.
Here's Omier now, working on Bacot. Left hand, yes.
But that's a tough finish for Norchad Omier Again, you never want to give up 2 points, but if they have to work that hard to get them, you simply, hey, pat them on the back. Great job. You go down. But one of the things about North Carolina, you're going to have to stop them from scoring on the other end.
Oh, how about that dime by the freshman? Davis. Kick out. Cadeau. For three.
Tell you what, we've seen Elliot Cadeau much more confident shooting the three in this game. If he gets the confidence to start taking and making more of those, this North Carolina team will be flat out unstoppable. R.J. Davis in attack mode, getting downhill into the paint. Finds his backcourt partner, the freshman Elliot Cadeau. He got time to line it up, get the laces right, BC. Knocks down the three ball. Who is now on the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame balloting, and Walter Davis should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame as we see Nijel back on the floor and back to business. The opportunity for the and one. We just watched Nijel Pack go to the locker room, but whatever they did, it worked, because as soon as he steps back on the court, he's back to getting buckets.
Hit him with that Mr. Miyagi, and he's back.
You know, our audience might be too young to know about Miyagi.
You're right.
Wax on, wax off. Tell you what, also on that Naismith ballot alongside the late, great Walter Davis is my young fella, Vince Sanity. That's right, Vince Carter, who's played an NBA record 22 seasons.
And shout out, since you're talking about that, Julius Peppers.
Right.
Pro Football Hall of Famer now.
Pro Football Hall of Fame. So
played for this Carolina basketball team.
Yep.
Pack misses the three, still limping somewhat.
And you know what? Julius Peppers didn't just play.
Oh, he was.
Julius Peppers has a 21 and 10 rebound game in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
that's more than just being on the team.
No. He was a player. Whoa, Ingram, that one's too hot. 10-point lead for Carolina, 6:40 to play. You talk about Julius Peppers, second-round pick of the 2002 NFL draft, and who can forget what he did for this team, especially in that Elite Eight game against Tennessee. Brendan Haywood had fouled out, helped propel the Carolina squad to the Final Four. For three.
I can't let you do that. You said second-round pick. He was a second pick.
Second pick, I'm sorry. Second pick, you're right.
That's the difference in money.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, a lot of money. Who are you talking about? You're right about that.
Big three on that end for Miami. Allows the crowd to get back into it.
Davis had a wide open look. Norchad Omier snags the board.
And Davis has normally been the answer. He's been the guy that's responded for North Carolina, but a costly turnover.
Yeah, Poplar stepped out of bounds.
And that's going to be the 12th turnover of the game for Miami. Their magic number is 11 or less. This is a team that averages 12.5 turnovers per game, and an opportunity to cut into this lead a little more ends up being a turnover, giving North Carolina the basketball back with breathing room.
Turnovers has certainly been a bugaboo for the Canes of late. Davis, step back three. That's no good.
That's a great contest by Norchad Omier.
They got numbers. Cleveland. Pulls up. Got it. Turnaround jumper. Good. Lead is now just 5.
Smart play by Matthew Cleveland. Recognizing he got a smaller guard on him. Gets to a spot. Raises up. Knocks down the jumper. Cuts the lead to 5 points for the Heels.
7-0 run. Bacot rocks the rim.
Wooga Poplar went down on that possession.
79th career double-double for Armando Bacot.
You see Wooga Poplar slip on the wet spot. Norchad Omier caught in between whether to go take away the shooter or get back to Bacot. And the quick find to Bacot, who's able to dunk it and pick up that 79th career double-double.
Five minutes left in this game. Here's Omier. They'll call that on Bacot.
That's going to be the third on Bacot. Great decision by Omier, putting Bacot in drive. He's had success with that. We saw a lot of it in the first half, and now he has an opportunity to get to the free throw line.
This is huge for Miami because, you know, in the second half, Carolina has shot 12 free throws. Miami just won.
But Carolina's been the more aggressive team. Again, you know, of course, Miami fans will look at that and say, oh, North Carolina got all the calls. But the reality is North Carolina created those calls, attacking the paint and trying to get the basketball inside the Bacot.
And Omier missed it.
And, of course, you want to come back, you've got to take care of those opportunities. That's the front end of a 1-and-1 miss. And a missed opportunity to cut into the lead.
With the clock stop. They blitz Cadeau. Cormack open in the corner. No. Tipped out by Ingram.
Look at
Ryan
Harrison
got
Ingram
it back.
making those plays. These are the winning plays that Harrison Ingram makes. He comes out of nowhere to tap the basketball out. Not only do you get another shot attempt, but you kill more time off the clock.
Cadeau lays it in. The freshman blew right past Cleveland. Elliot Cadeau with 18.
Strong performance by Elliot Cadeau, especially on the road.
Under 4 minutes. Joseph, step back three. No. Davis runs it down and knocked away from him.
R.J. Davis seeing Nijel Pack in front, should have simply just played one-on-one on that possession.
Poplar
ends up being a 4-point swing, which should have been an easy two. Nijel Pack still limping around Gimpy. If R.J. Davis attacks him, that's pretty much a short two. And the turnover ends up being an easy bucket on the other end, allowing Miami to make it a 7-point game. 13 rebounds, but it's really been Elliot Cadeau that's been the Robin to the R.J. Davis Batman throughout this game. A career-high 18 points for Elliot Cadeau, who's been very aggressive, becoming that third or even fourth scorer.
Yeah.
With Harrison Ingram in the mix as well for the Tar Heels.
Freshman's been great today. He has been fantastic for Carolina. And then the kick out. Davis, extra pass. Ingram from the corner. In and out. There's Bacot to tip it out. They'll start it up again and use some of that clock.
They're going to run the exact same action as before to get that screen up top. For R.J. Davis, it was Cadeau on the first part of this possession.
Davis tried to get it inside to Bacot. Ryan has it stripped. And here comes Joseph back the other way. 2:30 left on the clock. And Jim Larranaga will call a timeout. We'll take a quick break. 2:29 left in this one. Carolina on. Look at Allen making sure you hit that bed on time.
Action to try to get Nijel Pack a look coming off the screen, but R.J. Davis doing the job defensively as well.
Air ball by Pack.
And let's see, did they get Bacot for that one?
Yeah, they did.
No, they got, yes, so that's going to be fourth foul on Bacot. 2:14 remaining in the game. This game is far from over. 7 points. 7-point lead for North Carolina. Opportunity to get two at the free throw line for Omier. And this could be a 5-point game in 2:14. That's a lot of time to play with 4 fouls, especially for guys who are as physical as Bacot and Omier.
Both the free throws are good. Lead is 5. I think we mentioned it earlier. Carolina 0-4 this season in games decided by 6 points or less. 5-point lead. The freshman turns it over. Up ahead to Omier. The follow by Poplar. Lead is 3. Here comes the crowd. And watch go. Reach in by Poplar.
The great trap off the screen. You see Norchad Omier getting out. Cadeau with nowhere to go on that possession. Omier's unable to finish it, but give Wooga Poplar a lot of credit, not assuming his teammate's going to finish. There for the two-hand follow-up dunk, but Poplar committing the foul at midcourt, sending Elliot Cadeau to the free throw line.
And the freshman is 63%. You said it, this game is not over. 6-0 run by Miami. One of two.
A little bit more breathing room, but the momentum completely on the side of the Hurricanes here on their home court, and cutting into this lead.
Notice how Pack leaves it to Joseph to bring it up. Here's Joseph driving the extra pass inside. Poplar, yes, off the glass. 2-point lead.
Great decision by Bensley Joseph, not settling, but getting to the rim and dropping it off for the layup for Wooga Poplar.
1 minute left. 2-point lead for Carolina. They're on their feet here at Watsco. High screen by Bacot. Davis. He's always had the answer. That was rejected by Omier.
BC, I'm not sure rejected has enough emphasis on what just happened here. This is more than a rejection. That's more like a
one run by Miami. Carolina has not made a field goal in the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Cormac Ryan will inbound. To Davis. Nearly stolen. It is stolen. Ryan almost got it back.
Bensley Joseph making plays. We talked about how he was such an influence for Miami in the second half last weekend versus Virginia Tech. He does it again. Comes up with the loose ball to steal. Cormac Ryan, give him a lot of credit getting back defensively, stopping what would be the easy two for Matthew Cleveland. But Miami, now an opportunity to tie or even take a lead.
Carolina has put up 4 turnovers in the last 3:30 of this game.
Yeah, Wooga Poplar looking over to Jim Larranaga asking, do we have any timeouts? Making sure.
Canes can tie it or take the lead. Inside. Omier blocked by Bacot. And Ingram was fouled by Pack. What a play by the big man.
We highlighted this matchup from the opening of our show. Norchad Omier does a great job carving out space, but Armando Bacot coming up with a big block shot. And that's just the difference in being 6'10", 6'11" with the wingspan. Bacot and Omier having a little conversation over there, but both guys with a smile.
Ingram 2 of 5 from the line here today. He shoots 56%.
And with that miss, still a one-possession game. Even if he makes this one, a 3 can tie.
Got it. Down 3. No timeout. Miami, 1 of 12 from 3. Here in the second half. Here's Pat. Got Bacot on him. He'll pull up. It's short. Omier tried to chase it down.
With all of that time, Miami had enough time to drive it and try to get an easy 2 or a kick out. However, Nijel Pack has been the guy. I don't mind that shot. But at the same time, they could have taken the 2 and just made it a 1-point game.
Do you mind it with the time left on the clock that he
I think they killed a lot of time to be able to do it. I think on the initial action, when you don't have the 3, try to drive it, get downhill, see if you can get a layup. That's Nijel Pack with Armando Bacot guarding him 30 feet from the basket. I'll take Pack's chances on that.
Here's the foul. And Cormac Ryan can salt this one away. He's an 87% free throw shooter. It'll be his first time going to the line.
And North Carolina not has just one in R.J. Davis, but 2 very reliable, experienced guys going to the free throw line at this stage of the game. Cormac Ryan in his 6th season in college basketball. He's got a lot of experience in these moments.
Notre Dame transfer. Good.
Notre Dame transfer via Stanford transfer.
Yeah.
So I can tell you right now, Cormac Ryan's got some heavy hardware hanging on the wall. I can tell you that, buddy. But he's also got ice in his veins at this point of the game. He's been here so many times to try to ice wins.
Second one rolls off. Here's Poplar. And draws the foul on Bacot, and that will be his 5th. He's fouled out.
And the players looking over to the bench as Elliot Cadeau checks in, they're saying, bring us some size in to help rebound. Because the only way, of course, that, and that's a great call by Harrison Ingram, Cormac Ryan, both the transfers. Hubert Davis talking to the officials about the Coach Larranaga using, and you get 30 seconds.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have your time. Someone fouls out, you get your time.
Here's Wooga. He knocked down that first free throw.
Now here's the one right here. This is the rebound you have to get.
Yep.
Hubert Davis going to go with Jalen Washington coming into the game. And now you put the size out there because, of course, Miami wants to be able to tip it out on an intentional miss, tip it out to their guy beyond the three-point line. Someone got to make sure they're covering up Nijel Pack.
Here's the hard miss. Did it go off Carolina?
I do believe it did. However, at this point, you can go review it. Under 2 minutes, the officials can come to the monitor and look to see who it was off of. And you see chasing over, there's Harrison Ingram, and then there's Matthew Cleveland.
And it looks like
that's
Ingram's
it.
in.
That is off Ingram. That's going to be Miami's basketball with an opportunity underneath. Ingram did hit that last. Great work by a camera crew, baby.
Went off the fingertips of Harrison Ingram.
You see it once again, that right hand as Harrison Ingram tries to go gather the basketball. Absolutely hits it out. The officials don't even need to go look at this. They've seen it in live action, know for certain. And North Carolina going to take the timeout.
So they're going to call a violation.
There's a violation.
There is a violation. That's why they're not going to give it. to Miami, a violation. They're saying Miami ran in
beyond the three-point line.
Beyond the three-point line.
So the basketball has to hit the rim before you can enter. If you're outside the three-point line, the ball has to hit the rim before you can break the plane. And so the violation negates everything going on with the basketball going out of bounds. North Carolina calling the timeout. You see outside, you look at Matthew Cleveland, as soon as the ball goes up, he's inside the three-point line.
So you heard it, that he broke the plane before it hit the rim.
Bill Covington coming over explaining, Matthew Cleveland, before the basketball hits the rim, and it actually hit the backboard first. Cleveland had already broken the plane. So that is the absolute correct call by the officials on that one. You see Matthew Cleveland to the top right. He breaks the plane now. However, the ball hits the backboard before it hits the rim, so he's already across the line.
Yeah.
It's close.
It's close.
But that's the right call.
2.1 left. Ingram inbounding. They get it to Ryan, and that's it. Carolina wins it. What a game. Hubert Davis gets his first win over Miami. Our final score, Carolina 75, Miami